When Big Y announced in February that they would be closing their Myrtle Street location in Adams, Massachusetts after 35 years, it sent shockwaves throughout the community. Not only did it leave roughly 90 employees without a job, it left the people of the town without a place to buy groceries. For the elderly and those who have to travel by foot, the closing created a hardship rather than an inconvenience. But the bad news was short-lived, as a new grocer has quickly moved in to take over. Connecting Point's Brian Sullivan has the story.
Adams, Massachusetts. Population a little over 8,000. This town features just about everything that one might expect to find in a New England mountainside village. Several church steeples dotting the skyline, a gazebo in the town square, aging flood chutes that carry a waterway through the center of town, in this case the Hoosick River, a post office with letters slightly askew. And while the architecture of the buildings on Main Street may be from a bygone era, the businesses on the inside of many of them are keeping up with the modern times. It's also one of several cities and towns across these United States to showcase a statue in honor of President William McKinley, who just happened to lay the cornerstone of the Free Library at the outset of its construction in 1897. But there is one noticeable absence here, and it's made even more apparent by the imprint of letters that once emblazoned the storefront of the only supermarket in town. Up until recently, grocery shopping in the town of Adams was as easy as heading downtown to the local grocer. And since 1984, the sign up top said Big Y. But now, their doors are shut. And until the new store moves into this space, there's still a segment of the population that's had to make some difficult adjustments. Much of that population can be found only a couple hundred yards away from the store here, at the Barrett House Senior Living Facility. This is just one of several in the area whose residents used to be able to walk to do their grocery shopping when the Big Y was still open. Since its closure, the Council on Aging has had to expand its shuttle schedule to accommodate residents who need to shop elsewhere.
I would go every Tuesday on the van. If I really ran out of something fast, I'd be able to walk down. Really shouldn't have, but I'd be able to walk back with one or two items. And I really miss it. And I've had to go to Walmart where you walk for miles, it seems.
Not only is the store bigger, but farther away. While the Adams Big Y was essentially a stone's throw from the COA, Walmart is about 3 miles up Curran Highway and over the town line into North Adams. The Big Y in North Adams is even more of a trek, at about 7 miles away, and it may take more than 15 minutes to get there. And again, that store is much bigger and doesn't offer the familiarity that the Adams Big Y had.
For a large population of adults who have maybe grown a little bit more forgetful over the years, repetition is important to them. So reaching left for the same product, they know that they're going to find every single time. And then seeing the same cashiers every time so that when there is a change, that person can help them. Now change all of that and take away the fact that the milk and eggs are not going to be in the same location and the deli's not in the same location. They also have to drive, for those who are still driving, to a new market. And for a lot of people who are just driving to and from to their market every day, now putting them on a highway to get to the next supermarket can be extremely anxiety-ridden, and people are just simply choosing not to go.
But as we mentioned earlier, there will be a new store moving into the old Big Y building, and they plan to open much more quickly than many may have anticipated, by March 29th. For now, several work trucks can be seen occupying parking spaces outside the erstwhile Big Y, while workers inside make the necessary changes to transition the space to be the next home for Adams Hometown Market, a company based out of Connecticut with several stores scattered across New England. They have a track record of thriving in smaller store spaces. This location was actually suggested to them by a wholesaler that the company shares with Big Y, which might account for the quick sale and turnover. For the most part, the floor plan inside will stay the same as it was before, aside from a few changes. And that ought to be good news for former shoppers here. But there may be even better news in store for former employees.
Tuesday, we opened for hiring for the first time from 12 to 5, processed over 148 applications in 5 hours. We're meeting with the former employees from Big Y who would choose to apply for us. We're still actively doing it today. I think at this point we've interviewed over 200 people. We're thrilled to bring jobs back into Adams.
And that's probably not a bad recipe for winning over many of the townspeople who may have felt they were left high and dry by the previous store's sudden closure.
The nearest supermarket actually is probably 5 miles away north, and then south probably about 10 miles away. So I think it's going to do great.
I personally think we should have put up a sign that says, welcome, we love you already.